Yes, guys, the out of position promo is officially going to be coming out, and we actually have the whole team leaked right now. Now, for those that don't like leaks, we're going to put it, I think, at the end of the video or maybe at the bottom of the description, so please check there if you want to see that. But today I wanted to go over just investments, again, last minute things that we can do ahead of the promo now that we kind of know everything to do, as well as I want to talk about the big investment that I'm making this week. We kind of talked about at the beginning of the week of buying the very popular players from the previous promo, and I think I have that player that I really want to go into because I have been using him. So I guess we'll just start there. So let's just get into it. So the most popular player that I have seen on this page literally all week has been this guy right here, Marino. I think he's the greatest one to go with, and he's actually come down quite a bit since our last video we made, and I still think there's a little bit more time for him to kind of continue to drop down. So I think my buy time for him is going to be during Division Rival Rewards. Now, this video I think is going to come out on Wednesday night. If not, if it's on Thursday morning and Rival Rewards have already happened, I think you guys can start buying now. The reason why I say to do that is because we've seen that Thursdays have been the lowest point. And actually last Friday when I was doing the Calvin Phillips investment, I actually noticed a few hours before the next promo started, Calvin Phillips started rising quite a bit. And I think a lot of other like Discords and stuff, they started jumping into him early. So I want to say Marino just so you can get in on him early. Now I have actually used him in FIFA this year. This is the little team we're kind of rocking with right now. And I have to say, this guy is an absolute beast of a card I've used in game. And I'm not going to give you a whole review on him, but he's actually really fun to use. He's actually a pretty solid like CDM, at least that's how I've used him. So I do think that he probably can continue to rise up, and his links are pretty solid. Now, obviously, he is controlled, but you can make him lengthy too, which I think is another kind of nice key aspect about him. But I could definitely see him being higher than 50k or so. So definitely keep an eye on him. Now, I did get a few questions about some of the other players in the last video, like Smith Rowe, and I also think Smith Rowe might not be a bad shout too. Obviously, the key thing about him is all the position changes he has, which I think makes him, a pretty viable aspect too. And I actually like this one as well. Same buy time as Marino. I think he's a decent card. I have not used him in game, so I can't give you a full review. Now, personally, I'm going for Marino. Smith Rowe, he's English. He could play cam. He's got good stats. He's in the Premier League, so the Premier League card might have a little bit more popularity. I think either of the two should do pretty well. But other than that, I'd probably stay away from some of the other ones. I've seen Havertz at the top of this popular page for a little bit too. And if I'm being completely honest, he's just kind of too expensive for me to want to take a risk on that. But he seems to be a pretty solid card, but for me, I don't understand. He's got 4-star too. I mean, I guess he has a little bit more in-game stats and dribbling stats are a little bit better, but, why not just go with Smith Rowe or something? I feel like it's just better options when you're going to spend that much coin on a player, so yeah. So next up, I want to take a look at the icon and the hero market just quickly, just briefly, just because this is a good indication of what the meta market does. And the market's kind of been rising up, which is surprising because we haven't seen it move up too much. Later into the Tuesday periods. As you see here, Tuesdays usually mean we start to come down. And if we go ahead and look at the graph, we're like really barely down. But I expect this trend to kind of continue into Friday. This has been the trend that's been happening. I don't remember what video we talked about. It might have been 2 videos ago. But we talked about this idea where the market is kind of just doing the same cycle over and over and over again. What happens is from like Wednesday into Saturday, we see the market kind of just drop right here. Literally, this is a great example of the beginning of October. Wednesday into about Saturday, the market drops. You could say Sunday. But then Sunday, Monday, the market kind of starts to rise. And again, same trend here. We have Wednesday into Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the market rises up. You see Wednesday, kind of Thursday, the market goes up a little bit. But Friday, Saturday, the market kind of goes down. And then it started to go up this week. So it's been kind of this trend where it's actually the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday period that is probably where the market's at the highest. And I think that's just because there's no supply coming in. There's no division rival rewards. There's no foot champ rewards. There's nothing. So I think that might be a key reason why. And not to mention, and it's something to pay attention to, something I've noticed at least, is we've been getting a lot of really good untradeable content during this time. So we got the hero pack at the beginning of the week. Last week we got the icon pack at the beginning of the week. These are things that take coins out of the market. So, those are kind of periods of time. I'm kind of drawing a blank here. I'm looking for the right word. I guess those are periods of times, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday period where you want to be doing your selling, and then kind of like, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays when you want to do your buying. Let's just go back over here to Footbin. Let's take a look at Calvin Phillips, because he was a prime example of a card we shouted out last week. And I mean, I did not expect him to continue to rise as much as he has. But let's take a look. He's still ranked in the top 50 for popular players. This card actually made it all the way up to about 140k. It looks like he's coming down a little bit. Was it earlier today he hit 140, I want to say? Yesterday maybe? Regardless, he hit pretty close to 140, which was a great call out. It was kind of lucky, I guess. I don't know. But I hope you guys made coins on that. But look at what happened to Calvin Phillips, actually. Thursday, market kind of has dropped down. He's getting supplied. On Thursday hits. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he rises up. But this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday was when he was at his highest. And as you could see now, on Wednesday, the market's starting to come down. And this is when he hit his lowest. So for those cards like Marino and Smith Rowe, I think that the best move for you guys to do, and for me too, because I'll be going in on them as well, would be to probably sell on like Sunday or Monday. I think that's probably the best time to go about it. I sold my Calvin Phillips a little early last week. I kind of wish I held on a little bit. I sold him at about 115, 120, 110, in that range, 110 to 120. I kind of ranged it around, but not bad. And even Navas, he did all right. He was 50k on the Thursday, and he went up to about 55k. He's, close to 60 now. So, these cards have done pretty well that are decent and can be used. So I'm not completely worried about Marino or Smith Rowe. Like I said, worst case scenario, these cards go up 10k or something like that. Best case scenario, these cards fly up. Now, the only reason why these investments would fail is if we were to get a party bag, which is very, very unlikely that's going to happen after these cards go out of packs and we get a new promo anyways. But if that was to happen, that might cause some panic and kind of screw up our kind of investment cycle. So please just be aware, like through Twitter and stuff. I mean, I'll try and post it if I see it, or, actually it's a great time to advertise. If you guys go in the description, you'll see a Discord group I'm a part of. It's free to join. We actually run a podcast together, so you guys can go check that out. But I'll actually put, if I see something like that, come out where we might be getting a party bag or something that'll threaten our investments, that's where I would post it. And, you guys can ask questions and be alerted right away. So check that out. All right, so we've done a lot of talking on kind of similar stuff we talked about last video, and I apologize for that, but again, it's kind of last-minute things that we're kind of looking into. So fodder started to come down a little bit. These 85s, these 84s have started to settle. And guys, do you remember what I said last video if you watched it? If you didn't, I basically said that fodder is a great investment, and we've been getting content every beginning of the week. So this Thursday, Friday period, I want you guys to go ahead and buy these fodder prices. These cards are coming down now. Harry Kane, if you could snag him at 30k, it's a dream investment. He literally just bounces from 30 to 40k every week. Once these cards get low, pick them up and sell them up. So take a look here. He sits at 30k, he rises up to 35, 40k, and in days he'll actually go up and down. You won't see it on the daily graph because it takes the averages, but when there's good SBC content that comes out, you'll see these cards kind of rise up more than their average prices. But guys, I really like fodder. A lot of the high rated cards I think have been included. I like the 87s. I've noticed that in some SBCs, and I'll see if I could find a quick one here. Some of them are like 85 squad, but you need one 87 rated player in it. I think that's huge for some of our high rated fodder, and I think that's why you should always be looking to pick up some of these these higher rated ones, even though they might not be completely needed. Because requirements like that, it's always going to shoot players up. I like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I like anybody that's in a good position, a common position. So, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Anybody in center back positions. I've said I love Ruben Dias. I love Cruz. Kane, I mentioned a million times. And even the 85s, 86s are coming down a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another, kind of special pack later on Monday after the out of position promo does launch out. Now, what else can we invest in, guys. I know a lot of people ask about meta cards, especially because the team is leaked. Is there anybody that we can specifically go into? Not really, because anybody that knows the leaks have known them for a while, so they're already kind of invested in on, especially by the time this video goes out, people will have known for a good amount of time now. For me, anytime there's a new promo that comes out, I don't think we've had a good example this year, really. The only cards that are worth investing in are guys with hard, like, links. So, for example, I'm about to share a leak. I apologize if you don't want to hear it. But Mo Salah, he is leaked to come out with this new out-of-position promo. Now, any kind of special card that's Egyptian and very good, that would be a card that you would want to kind of go in on, especially this year with the links. They're very hard to link players with odd nations. You can't do Salah because you're not going to put 7 Egyptians in a team. It's kind of interesting, and we actually, speaking of that podcast I mentioned, that's something we talked about. It's very hard to link a lot of players with strange nations, so it makes kind of that investment strategy very tough to do unless you have a lot of very good players in that strange nation. So if we were to have, for some reason, a lot of very good Egyptian players, whether it's icons or something, or heroes like that too, that would be a very good, kind of investment strategy, a viable one to do. But that's just not the case for some of these cards. So for that, stay away from meta cards, especially the gold cards. They're going to be continuing to get supplied. Just don't touch them. We've kind of been watching Haaland as our indicator. He's down to 175k now today. He's 177 right now. So, kind of keep an eye on that. Don't watch Dembele or Mbappe because they are out of pack, so they'll move a little bit differently than the rest of them. But, Neymar, he's been coming down. These cards are going to continue to get supplied. All right, these videos have been getting much longer from me. And before I wrap it up, I have one last investment that I actually believe is going to do extremely well. And I didn't mean to go to the store. I meant to go to the transfers. With this out-of-position promo, every single player is going to have 2 alternative positions, which should tell you right away, the first thing that should pop in your head is I should probably be getting some of these position modifiers because they are going to rise up easily. Now, I would try my best to try and snipe them under what their price is right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if these cards started to move up. Anything at, what's the lowest you can really get these cards for? 1.2k? If you want to buy them at 1.2k, maybe put some bids at 1k. I think it's not a bad shout. I think these cards could go to 1.8, 1.9. This is a good low budget method, I guess. But ideally, you want to try and snipe these cards as much as you can under 1k. It's a little tough. There's going to be a lot of competition, but there's also a big supply of these position modifiers. So definitely check that strategy out as well. Finally, you guys don't have to listen to me talk anymore because that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and I will see you guys either this weekend or next week. So enjoy the new promo. Let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll see you next time. Watch this video on your screen. Bye.